I'm going to try to drink the rest of this beer here. Praga. It must take some getting used to, but man, that thing tastes like, and I know this is a family show, that tastes like, ugh. I'm going to try to chug it down, but I think I'm going to give that to my worst neighbor. The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Good evening, YouTube. I'm Dealer with the Crazy Picker Life, and as usual, next to me,
I'm Wheeler. Bring it
Crazy
over.
Wheeler Life.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Okay, this is episode 16, and it is June 2016, so that's a coincidence. 2016, episode 16.
Yeah.
I'm sure that happens just once a year for those kind of people that run a vlog, I guess, or whatever this is.
Yeah.
This is a picking show. We buy and sell for a living, and we buy and sell all kinds of things.
Yep.
Mainly selling on eBay. We've just completed a 10-day trip.
Yep.
We've been back in the office for a few days now and had a chance to unpack everything. We're going to show off most of the items.
Yeah.
It's quite an extensive collection of things that we picked up. I also did a sort of numbers video section where I talk about the money end of our trip.
Yep.
The logistics of the trip. Very good. And it's my first time doing sort of a whiteboard presentation like that.
Is it whiteboard or whiteboard? I also thought it was whiteboard, but
well, there are white boards.
Yeah.
But I think whiteboard.
So the official.
Yeah, because you can wipe it off.
Yeah, or dry erase board, I've heard too.
Well, dry erase board is that nobody says that.
Okay.
Like Kleenex, nobody says snot rag.
Some people do actually.
Well,
I don't know.
And then we did do I'm not sure how this is going to edit out, but we did some sort of a beer review.
Yeah, sort of beer roast. What do you call that?
Yeah,
more of a roast video.
Yeah. Well, I got my new beer club first offering, and 3 of the beers were good, and then we reviewed the 4th.
Yeah.
And if the first 3 were good, I guess you'll have to find out what the 4th one is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go on with the show, and afterwards we'll do questions, and we'll answer some of those, and some comments, and that'll be 16, show 16 in the books.
Yep.
So, on with the show. I want to reach out. Oh, Milwaukee. Yummy, 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 yummy. Okay, this contains alcoholic beverages and adult signatures required. I got this today. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I signed up for my monthly beer club, and I just got my first shipment. We got 3 of each of the ones I'll show you here. This, I guess, is a Sprecher Black Bavarian style lager. I haven't tried any of these yet. I've heard of Sprecher. I have not heard of Quaramont. Your reward after a long ride. And this one is from Belgium. And then we got a Saratoga IPA. Fresh brewed in Saratoga Springs, New York. And then finally, something sort of interesting. Praga, premium, authentic Czech, imported beer. So, there you go. After a long ride of listing on eBay, we got some beverage. Okay, this is part one of, I don't know, 2 or 3, I guess, of what we picked up on our 3,000 plus mile 10-day journey. And I'm just going to give you a real brief overview picture here, and then show you some of the things that I picked up and I'm going to list, and then I'm going to ask Wheeler here.
Hello, I am Wheeler.
I'm going to ask him some questions about the camera stuff, and then he's going to point out some of his favorite finds on the table here. Some really neat stuff. We haven't seen this stuff for a week or so, so it actually was kind of fun to unpack. I remembered some things when I was thinking about what I got, and found some things I forgot about or whatever. This is a Schlitz light from the 60s, and it's got this heavy duty hanger here. This would be flipped around and attached to the ceiling. It's a rotator. This whole thing would rotate and light. I did pick this up for 90 bucks, and I might have even got it a little bit less. Mint, running, tested, lit. This will sell for 600 bucks. This will probably be closer to 300. There's some letter damage on the other side, but certainly got to pick that up. It was a pain to get that home, though. We got a couple pairs of binoculars. Wheeler, this one looks like it's absolutely mint.
Yeah.
In the box.
One was brand new, supposedly.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's brand new. It's got cool caps on it. We didn't pay a lot for those. The case is mint.
Yep.
We'll have to look those up. We've run into some real expensive binoculars, and we have no idea what's what other than a few names.
I looked up the one of them there a little bit, but yeah.
We pick them up. Bush
right price.
This is just a crazy hanging clock thing that's never been used. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. It hangs like 6 feet from the ceiling, and then the whole thing gyrates or something. I don't know. I picked it up for $5. It had a price tag originally of like 80 or 90 on it. So we'll see. Just some bread and butter, GPS things, and some computer things, and some sort of...
It's mine, actually.
Raspberry Pi. Is that yours?
Yep, that's mine.
Okay, well, we'll get that to you. Yeah, that's right. You did buy some things. I'm really excited about some of the tappers. I did pay up for these. When you're in Wisconsin, you find some really cool things. This is an Olympia ceramic beer tapper. Heavy duty, crazy. Looks like it's mint, new in box. A couple Hams ones. Reasonably vintage, probably 80s or 90s or 70s. Who knows? I didn't look at them close enough. But really cool. Banana Peeler picked up some good hats, a Budweiser Green Bay, some Bauer. Neat advertising bags from Northwest Airlines from probably the 60s, and Delta Airlines, who knows, 60s, 70s, 50s, I don't know. Boxing gloves, an unidentifiable Revel model that supposedly is pretty rare. I opened it up. I don't know if it's all in there, but it looks like it's never been touched.
Or McLapper or McClapper?
McClapper, yeah. It's pretty.
McClapper.
You open it up, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty
funky looking.
Funky, cool. One of these dealership cars, I paid up a little bit for those. The dealership cars, if you don't know, were given to people either buying a car or looking at a car for the kids. They get all the stats of the car on the bottom. These will sell anywhere from, I don't know, probably in this condition, not necessarily this one, but any of them in this condition from the 60s and earlier sell for $50 or more. I had a Cadillac that was sort of beat up that sold for close to $100. This is a friction toy made in Japan. It's kind of similar to a dealership car. Actually, it's not made in Japan. It was made in the U.S. It's really odd. I didn't look it up yet, but we had to do some quick picking because I had all the kids and my wife with me, so I just grabbed things and bought them. Another neat little car I didn't pay much for, and a neat little Tandy remote control from the 90s or something. Heineken, metal square beer sign, some instruments, and some radios and some, it's not a CB, but some sort of receiver thing. I don't know.
I didn't even see some of the stuff you picked
Tool
up.
stuff. Some beer signs I rescue not because they're super cool, but because they're cheap. Like this one lights up and it was $5, and you know I'll sell it for 30 or whatever plus shipping. This is really cool. Airplane stuff is hot. This would make a good steampunk top to a lamp or something.
Airplane, so it says train company on it.
It says altitude gauge, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, it's flying trains.
Flying trains.
Of course, it's TRANE, so obviously. But.
Goodyear batteries. This is a topper to a battery rack that I paid $12 for, but anything Goodyear batteries got the logo on there, even though it's got a dinger on it. Doubler or more. I had somebody contact me today, Wheeler.
Yep.
And he says to me through email, $270 for half a sign? More like $27.40, you know, and I gave him kind of a funny reply back. But I just sold a piece of a sign. It wasn't even quite half of an old porcelain sign. I sold it for $100 plus shipping, and I paid $40 or $50. And I've sold half of signs, pieces of signs.
One was John Deere porcelain, like a real nice John Deere from the 20s or something, half sign. I don't remember where he sold that for.
I don't even remember what sign this is.
It was big money.
I'll go maybe look. I think I know where it is. But somebody has the other half of the sign, or somebody wants to display half a sign.
Like 3/4 of the other side, and they're
willing
to stitch it together. Who knows?
When you got half of a sign, and the real one, if it's full, goes for $1,200, the half is worth a bit. So this guy is just a joker. And so I sell bits and pieces of signs. I don't even care. Yeah, it was funny the way he approached me. He was kind of a jack miscellaneous beer goodies and a beer. This is kind of funny. A Ham's draft beer computer.
Yeah, back when computers were a lot smaller.
This little guy, I don't know what the deal is, but Winnebagos and motorhome toys and trailers are really cool. Some sort of translator pen.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't pay much for
a
that.
3D printing pen, no.
No, and this is kind of a goobered up Game Boy Color. I didn't look at it super close.
It's a Tommy Hilfiger edition.
Yeah, it's got a different color back, and I didn't test it. It was like $5. And this is actually cool for a skateboard. It's Hot Dog, and it's actually Sears Roebuck brand. And we met the lady that shredded with it
Clay
back
wheels
in the
on
60s. Yeah, it's an oldie.
It's not, what do you call it, polyurethane. Whatever they used after that, it's clay, so it's pretty early.
So that's some of the stuff I picked up. More coming in the next load. Okay, so a lot of what we have here is bread and butter. This is more of a bread and butter load, although there are...
it's higher end bread and butter as far as...
Yeah,
like
I don't know what the average piece is here, but there's... What, you wanted to guess?
Yeah, average piece here, there's a couple lower ones, but there's a lot of higher stuff. I'd say probably $60.
Okay.
Average ticket here, maybe even a little bit, because it depends if you count this as a lot or you count these singly, but...
Well, we're going to sell those in a lot.
So as we sell them, probably 60, maybe even a little bit more.
Yeah, I was going to say there's plenty of $100 pieces here. And then there's some $500 and more dollar pieces on the lenses.
This takes
and
it
cameras.
down a little bit, and this other takes it up. So yeah.
Well, it's hard to give you an estimate.
It is.
And the funny thing on these a lot of these cameras here, it's the accessories and the cords and the adapters and the what do you call those things? Cassette.
Yeah, little cassette adapter thing.
Cassette adapters. You know, there's some times we just throw away the camcorder and sell the other part for $60. So whatever.
Rarely throw away the camcorder unless they don't work.
Well, if you can test camcorders, there's a lot of them that will go for money. But you got to test them. You got to have some of the cords. You got to guarantee your testing, and then you got to put up with some hassles when people don't understand how to use them.
Yep.
Okay, so I smell mustiness was one of the questions that nobody asks, and we answer several times. I know for a fact where we picked up these, and they got wet, and they smell bad. And so I have a feeling those bodies are going to go to the parts lot, and the lenses are going to go to the freeze lot, and we're going to freeze the crap out of them and hope to salvage some of them. Why do we pick up musty stuff? What happens here? What can we do with musty stuff?
Well, we specifically on these items, we picked these up at an outdoor flea market, so it's difficult to ascertain because we smelled a lot of must to this guy's stand, so I wasn't sure if that was the camera. There was some other stuff. I actually smelled some of the stuff, and it didn't even smell that musty there outside, so it was kind of...
I think all of this stuff was wet. I think he left it out overnight, and it got rain up. Give it a whiff. Well, if you can't
that one isn't too bad.
If you can't smell it getting that close.
Yeah, because this one actually seems to work fine. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So.
There's a couple. I mean, if we run it through freezing.
Yeah, because I remember I tested this one on the spot and smelled it, and that one wasn't too bad. But
your nose must be bad.
No, I smell this, and that's overpowering everything.
That might be it. It's unfortunate because it's a neat little camera. There's nothing worse than breathing mold and mildew and stuff like that on some of these.
These aren't too bad.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're just desensitized.
Yeah, it was from that one. That one I really smelled.
Okay, so not everything here. And again, this load of cameras, we'll pick up several different kinds of cameras. We'll pick up a nice camera, and a lot of times we'll get something sort of lesser thrown in with it. We'll pick up something like this cool cam for $5, and then I have a middleman that'll pay me 20 or more for it. And so not everything here is like super score.
No.
But it's a mixture. So we have another load coming up that's going to be mostly really high-end stuff.
Yep.
So what do you want to show us?
Well, I guess I'll show off a couple of pieces here. We have some interesting folding cameras. I showed Dealer this one before the shoot. It's actually made out of aluminum. Probably
super light.
Yeah, super light. Probably in the 1950s and in the box and everything. So that's pretty neat. Paid probably a little bit less if I got a discount, but $18.95 max on that one. And just hip shot, $69.99. I actually haven't looked that one up, so it might be more.
It's in nice condition.
Yeah, it could be much less than that.
So what about this weird-looking Zeiss?
Zeiss Icon box camera. We actually sold one of these for over $100 a while back, but this one's in really poor shape. Yeah. So with the case, it's probably $40 or $50.
Okay, I don't remember. What else you want to show off?
Oh, there's a Filmo here, which first of all, it has a really fancy logo on there for a Filmo. A lot of those don't have the red enamel and all that, so this one's a little bit fancier. But then it has 2 Cook lenses on there, so that's the big score there. Those are 100 plus each.
Now there are lots of lenses out there, and there are some names out there that have stood the test of time.
Made in Paris.
People reuse them today, right?
Yeah, they do, and also some people would collect them. I don't know exactly what they do with all of those, but
right.
And then here's just something interesting. We picked up a bunch of these kind of lenses with the 1.4 on there, but there's a big difference between the same looking lenses. This one looks about the same as this one, and this one's even a little bit older, so it looks a little bit, I don't know, just not quite as nice. But this one,
so what's the benefit?
This one would be $25 or $30, and this one's probably $120 or $130. Just
so is it name?
No, it's a faster lens. So 1.4 is smaller than 1.7. I don't want to get into the whole thing.
No. So there's
definitely difference.
There's hot rods out there that have a 6-cylinder, and there's hot rods out there that have a Hemi engine, and it's the same with cameras. There's a lens that looks the same on the camera there, but one is a 6-cylinder and one's a Hemi. Yeah.
Pretty much. One lets in more light than the other is the gist of it.
I mean, I know that you can't follow all my weird...
Like this one's $18, and since it's a 1.4, if 1.8, for example, would probably be worth $25 or $30, but a 1.4 is $120 again. So we pick up that kind of stuff all day long, just mislabel, like here's another 1.4. Just there's certain lenses for sure.
So a lot of times we'll pick up a camera body, and the person has sold the camera and the lens, and all they have done is priced it on the camera body.
Yeah, or the camera with the base lens.
Or the base lens. And so we find mismatches all the time.
Yep, exactly.
And a lot of times that's good for us, and of course it's good for the person that's had the camera sitting there for a year anyway.
Yep.
We don't.
So this is one for my personal collection. I actually can't get open here. It has a funky looking flash on the inside there, but it's not worth anything. I picked it up for like $2 or something.
But you like Canon.
I like Canon stuff, and I like oddball.
There's a million Canon things out there.
Yep.
Like, for example, this little, what's this? Is that a Canon?
No, it's a Nikon, actually. It's a Nikon S01. It's the world's smallest digital camera. It's got a little touchscreen back there. It's all chrome. I actually was looking into buying one of these a few years back for my sister, actually. It's a really neat little tiny camera, though. I've always wanted one of those.
So I had to twist your arm for you to get it because it was priced up a little bit.
It was priced right at. Like we're right at the edge of where we want to pay. And this is kind of an oddball item. Obviously, we paid $1,200, so we kind of stretched for that a little
Whoa.
bit. But anyway, this is a old 1800s flash unit, early 1900s, something like that. I have no clue what this is actually. So.
Pancake flipper.
Yep, paid $1,200 for it.
$12. Forgot a decimal in there.
Yeah, they did. Little
Okay.
decimal point.
So we got a couple expensive lenses. You want to mention those at all?
This one's a really good one. This one here is probably $150, and then this one's probably $225. Another case of just sheer odd, like,
We got a Nikon
camera back there that matches the lens, and I think all this stuff is a score as far as stuff because I haven't seen that kind of system.
So it's really hard to get into the details of this.
It is.
This is all good bread and butter. Now, when we pick these things up, like I said, for the most part, we're targeting certain cameras, and then you do on-site testing as much as possible.
Yep.
Visually, and also shutters and things like that. And then we get some things thrown in. We get some people throwing some stuff at us. Some stuff's $1, $5, so we pick that up.
Yeah.
But for the most part, this is all targeted, and that's it. Now, a lot of times we'll walk in places, and it's not that you really feel bad, but you buy the best they have.
Mm-hmm.
And so occasionally we get some stuff that we wouldn't normally, search after, but we just pick up something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, at each stop.
So that's one other thing I wanted to mention as far as lenses go. As you see, there's a lot of them here, and I'm trying to stay away from the whole technical side of it. But as far as camera stuff goes, lenses are by far the most technical of that. Optical performance matched with numbers that correlate, which the numbers don't always correlate to the quality. It's a whole crazy thing. So I try not to get into that too much. I don't totally understand the whole optical path and that whole thing.
Oh my goodness!
Just saying, there's a lot to learn about lenses. So
are you sporting the skinny jeans look today?
Yeah, I got it.
Man, you're thinning out. Better bulk up. Okay, sorry, I just noticed that you had on those different jeans today.
Yeah, I'm trying those out. I've always worn sweatpants, so I'm trying something different.
Okay, what else? Anything else before we go on to the next?
7000 back here. This was their top of the line APS. Well, except for the D300. I don't know a lot about Nikons, but this was one of their top end cameras a few years back, and we picked that up for
a bit.
Yeah.
What did those sell for when they were brand new?
I actually don't know off the top of my head. I'd say retail was right around $1,400, maybe as low as $1,100. I don't know a lot about Nikons.
That's a lot for a camera.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's like the 7D Mark II in Canon terms or something. So.
Yeah. And you got Zeiss icon in there.
Yep. Zeiss in there. We have this Nikon in the nice case there, $25 from a camera store. Surprisingly, that was really weird.
Okay, well, we'll go on to the next thing here. It's going to take us a while to kind of put this all in totes, and then I'm going to lay some more stuff out, and we will talk again.
Yep. All right.
Okay, we're ready for part 2, and Wheeler says he's already feeling kind of wiggy.
I'm old as crazy.
So we're coming off the vacation, and of course, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of draining. I'm feeling a little down, and I'm trying to shake it off, but we discovered another advertising piece that was a box and probably had some good stuff in it that was also swiped.
Yep.
And I'll talk about it more in the segment either before this or after this about pricing and what we bought and the theft and how that all affected everything we've got going here. But I got the quote today on Wednesday for the windows to replace the 2 windows, and it almost knocked me over. So
as little as 100 and as much as 300 in that tote that we lost too. Who knows?
Well, who knows? Yeah. So I'm gonna shake. I'm gonna try to shake that off.
Yep.
Okay. So same thing. I'm gonna give you an overview. I'll look at my stuff, talk about it a little bit, and then this is like
gold table.
Well, this is a gold table, but this is like Wheeler's dream to talk about. So I'm not gonna try to cut him off, but
not easy to give an average either because there's all these small things.
Well, there's every camera here has a really interesting history.
Mm-hmm.
It has everything you could talk about.
We look for. This is why we do this.
Well, a lot of this stuff is really good.
Yep.
And the rest of it's pretty good.
We paid out for some of it, but
and I'm
even so.
And this not everything's here is good. These are kind of a
beta movie.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that. I got some stuff here. Let's see what else we have here.
Super lens in there.
Talk about it in a minute.
Yep. Very well.
Okay, and some paintball stuff. So maybe this will lift my spirits. I did find a piece that I hope to keep, but I'm going to list eventually. This is the Schlitz Brewing, Josh Schlitz, J-O-S Schlitz. I didn't know how to pronounce that, and here I'm a Schlitz guy. Schlitz Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, founded 1849. I don't really know what this is for sure. If this is the what it was supposed to look like the second go around, none of this is there in Milwaukee anymore. It's all been knocked down. So this has some age to it, probably from the 50s or 60s, could be as early as 40. It's matted really nice. The frame's really nice.
Yep.
I paid $250 for this.
Go.
And I probably will price it closer to $600 and wait for the right person. They're out there. They've sold for $300-400. Never seen one.
Yep.
Bought it in a high-end gallery of sorts. It's really cool.
Yep.
Paintball stuff. I don't remember what we paid for the whole box. Do you?
Around 100.
Yeah,
Probably
and
more
there's
than
a
that.
couple guns in there, a bunch of ammo, bunch of pads and stuff, face masks, and then this is a pretty cool
Some auto
piece.
feeders and some other stuff.
We have no idea what it's. If
I looked that one up and the other ones. Who
if
knows?
we can sell it, we don't know. But
Yep. We sold paintball stuff in the past, so probably.
gargoyle, mobile oils,
Double-sided.
double-sided porcelain flange sign. Paid $220 or something. There's $100 or $200 to make there. A lot of these are in mint shape and they go for a lot of money. And then there's the collector that wants them that doesn't care, that will pay good money. I got this weird service manager thing for free from somebody for Chrysler Jeep thing. We got a monitor. We don't know if we're going to use it or keep it. I've got
Use
a
it or keep it.
cool Hams beer
Bear.
watch bear thing. Miller High Life cooler. Nice metal cooler
Embossed.
from the 60s embossed. I got kind of a parrot on my shoulder.
Yeah,
there.
I know. What's up? I got a rigging.
This is a lightning ball. You had a lightning rod through it, and when lightning hit the barn, this would break, and the farmer could look up there and know that his barn has been hit, and then he could check out his barn. A lot of them are just round glass. This one is embossed with all kinds of patterns on it. I paid $30. I'm going to double, triple, quadruple my money. It's got nice ends on it, copper ends. Okay, I don't know what the market is for old, brand new radar detectors, but I got an Escort and some kind of Solo over there. I don't know, some audio equipment. Some kind of interesting, well-made tray with a fish on it. Nice old tin toys, really nice condition. I'm in the belt buckle business, and these are vintage Polaris, and I got a whole bunch of them. Camcorder, pink phone, whole bunch of Graflex stuff. Okay, so I don't know what to say about all this stuff. Now you listed this one today. What is it?
It is a press camera used for sports photography at one of these higher end places. They were known as Big Bertha Graflexes, and this one's actually a small Bertha, or whatever they want to call it, but it's a 4x5. It's a little bit smaller format than the Big Bertha one, but still has a crazy lens on it, custom made for some sort of newspaper back in the probably 1940s. This is up at $3,500.
We listed at $3,500. We paid $300.
Yep.
And it's obviously not going to sell for $3,500.
Yep.
But we're going to see how it attracts watchers, and I am not going to be surprised when we sell it for $2,000 to $2,500.
Yeah. Somebody walked up and offered me $1,700 right now. It's out the door.
Right. It's a pain. It's a pain to ship, and so I'm very, very hesitant at its size and weight. We cannot disassemble it very easily. I'm not going to ship that thing international unless it's
not
some
sure
sort
if it was
of
actually
mega
made
person.
Yeah, because you're still talking there.
I am.
Yeah, I guess they were. Not sure if it was actually made by Graflex or not. If it was actually assembled at the Graflex factory, but possibly. but otherwise it was a custom made deal. They made some at the factory that looked about like that, but not entirely sure.
Now, we're not going to give
Very
away all
solid.
our secrets, but these totes full of accessories
Gold.
are extremely profitable for us.
Yep. Probably think we're crazy when we say we paid $300 for this, plus I guess 20 each for a couple of these items.
Well, the hardest part about these type of things is identifying them and then figuring out how to get them identified and keyworded to the people that need them.
I don't remember how much we paid for this, but this
And-
tote here is probably about the same too, 300 plus.
That's what we paid, yeah.
We paid more.
It's
than that.
experiential. So this side of the table here, if I had to, as a non-camera person, I had to make a hip shot of what this stuff in these totes will sell for or will list for on a retail level, probably close to 10 grand.
At least. I literally have no idea. Just look at that. There's too much
I
stuff
have
there.
some idea.
Yeah.
And we've
Too
already
much there.
we've already looked at it a little bit,
Yep.
but that's amazing. That's a good thing for us right
Yeah.
there. Okay, what else we got here?
We got some Andrew lenses. We actually took like a little vlog thing that was probably in the last episode, wasn't it?
It was.
Yep. Of that camera there. So this is Andrew lenses on there. I looked it up. There's one lens on there that goes for around 700, nice shape. Unfortunately, all these have fungus in them. So that takes about probably a quarter, maybe a third of the price off those. So still pretty good. About 200 each. Low estimate on that, and then probably another 3 or 4 low estimate on those.
So we paid
high-end
100
one.
for the camera, and
Yep.
that's.
Camera itself will actually go for some money too. That's a real.
Now you can
crazy
find
one.
a ton of these cameras out there,
A lot of the lenses too, but these aren't
and
those
a lot
lenses.
of times the lenses won't be the good ones. So
Yep.
you really have to be careful. Again, it's there are lenses that are super quality,
Yep.
and then there's lenses that are like regular, and there
Yep.
seems to be not much in between.
No, well, there's definitely a middle zone because the thing is, I think the thing that bridges those two, lower quality and higher quality. There's the like high end consumer marketing lenses. There's stuff they market to the kind of higher end customer that aren't exactly
Tell me
higher-end lenses, so.
about the
Bertram.
Buram Munchen
Yeah, there's a T in the middle there.
Synchro, whatever. Tell me about this
Yep,
thing.
Bertrand Munchen. No idea exactly what this was used for, but it has a sports finder in the top, so that leads me to believe possibly sports photography. Just a big multi-purpose camera. Well, that's pretty crazy there. The Bertram camera BCI. It says 1,537, which kind of gives you an idea. But these are extremely rare as far as I could tell. There's only one listed right now for $3,500 with the whole kit. We probably will not get anywhere near that. But I had to pick this up. This is one of those cameras you only find once in, I don't know, not very often at all.
10 years.
Yeah, that's what I said.
We paid $500, I think.
Yep.
We're gonna triple our money. I have a feeling on
Yep.
that. We're just gonna have to wait on that.
$450. Yep.
Betamax. You don't find enough Betamax. I have a Betamax player somewhere over there.
Yeah,
There it
so
is up
that's
there,
okay.
right?
Yep, there it is.
Above the cooler.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna take some movies and play some movies and see if I can get this thing to work.
There you go.
If they do work, the Betamax was a higher quality VCR
Yep.
than the VHS, and there's still an interesting marketplace for that.
It's in worse condition and a little bit lower end than one we sold before, but we did end up selling one for $275 plus shipping internationally one time. So.
Okay, so what else is fun here? I mean, we've got this JVC.
Yep. I'm going to show that a little bit. This is a
Careful,
broadcast
glass right there.
broadcast studio camera from a little while ago, but it's not too old. Let's see if I can open that. There you go. Still has an LCD screen and all that, but that is it was originally a $4,000 or $5,000 camera.
We paid like $250.
Paid $250 for it, and now that should go for, because we're gonna piece it out, lens, finder, all that, probably $1,000. Just hip shot.
Hip shot.
There's some really oddball cameras like that. The Univex Iris, it has an external accessory, now that I look at it, but it's actually screwed in accessory. Shutter button there that makes it look really funky.
Tell me about this
Little oddball stuff.
number 00
Oh, Primo
cartridge
cameras there.
Primo camera.
This
in the
came
box.
out, see, I have to think a little bit. I think they came out in the very late 1800s, early 1900s, and those were the smallest format camera for about 25 years.
This one looks to be... Yeah,
Caught on that. Kind of
looks to
nicked
be,
it.
You did.
Yeah, well, no, it's caught on this. It was sitting on top of that. So, Whatever.
Well, it was in mint condition.
Yeah, if we have another one. No, we don't. No, that sucks. Anyways, in mint condition, that's
Jeez.
in the box and everything. I'm kind of clunky right now. I need to watch it.
Yeah, don't touch anything
Yep.
anymore. But
Okay.
the you know, we paid $100 for that.
Yep.
And now it will go for 40.
We have a couple other ones too, so. Yep. No, the box is really round. I've never seen one in the box. So.
I like this one.
Yep.
Sawyer.
Now the 8R camera, not quite as much, but
Yeah, I don't like it as much now. All right, whatever you want to talk about. We're going to be done here.
it's really high-end rangefinder cameras. Have a folding camera here. Another crazy one, the Luxus edition or something. The premium Nikon rangefinder. Some really high-end stuff in there.
So
Average.
a lot of these are multi-hundreds of dollars.
Yep. We have this lens here.
Okay, so we bought this for $100.
Yep.
And they mismarked it.
Has to have been. Yeah.
And he just tested it out, and we'll get $500 or $600 for it.
Yep.
So that's always nice.
Yep. There's some other, just all of it in here is really good stuff. So.
Really good stuff. Anything else?
Nope, that's about it.
I didn't mean to yell at you, but you nipped my camera. I was all
That really
excited.
sucks.
I was really excited
really
about
nice shape.
Oh my
Perfect
gosh,
shape.
the
Now
corner's got a
messed
bite
up.
out of it.
Yep. There's
Yeah.
one on the bottom, but
Yeah,
too bad.
We could take.
I guess the back has it too.
All right, we could take the hammer to it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Son of a gun. It's a pretty cool camera.
Yeah, a little Ansco
Let's see,
Mimo.
where's another one? That's pretty cool. All these are.
Nikon
if you see-
rangefinder. Not the screw right now, doesn't.
Yeah, if you see
The
all
lenses
these
on
kind of cameras, these are all pretty
Yeah, that's a
sweet.
weird one back there.
These are all pretty sweet versions of whatever.
Paid out for the stuff, but these are again probably once in 10-year cameras. Some of them. So
Well,
that's-
okay, so here's something to talk about.
This is one here that
I follow
I've
a
seen.
lot
It's
of.
Nikon / Tower thing, which I think Tower is Sears.
I follow a lot of gurus out there, and I try to form my own opinions from everything. But one of the gurus out there, I bought this report online, and I do buy some things from time to time online. And he said, you know, you want to maximize your profits
Argus, wow.
at a antique mall. Try to buy the whole cabinet.
Yeah.
So you go in there, and they got these glass cabinets, and there's all these $50 and $100 things in there. Make an offer on the whole thing.
Yep.
Well, this was not quite like that, but most of this high-end stuff we've bought from this place before.
Mm-hmm.
And so we made an offer on the whole cabinet and bought the whole cabinet, which was like $3,000.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool.
I just saw this here. This little Argus in the box as one of the rarer, weirder Arguses that I've seen with the swoopy 50s style. One of their later cameras after the brick.
Yep.
And like that's funny how generic that is. Argus color camera.
Ooh,
Model A5
color camera.
has extinction meter built in. It's gonna extinct all the dinosaurs. Oh. Go ahead, extinction meter. Oh, that's got a weird name.
Yeah, you didn't talk about this. You could.
Nope.
These
The
are
lens in here pays for the whole thing. Connolly safety.
pays for the whole trip.
whole thing. No.
Oh, the whole box.
Yep, probably a $400 lens in there, $300 or $400.
We like to buy the whole
And then
box.
all kinds of really good film holders: Kodak, Graflex, Connolly, film back here.
And again, you just have to
Some
be able to
miscellaneous stuff.
identify them and measure them and all that kind of stuff. Good pictures.
Yep.
What did we pay for the box? 200?
Yeah, right around there.
200. And there was a few
Yep.
other things that went with it. Okay, so that is, I think, the haul, other than the new signs that are on our wall out there for our intro. You'll probably see those.
Yep.
I won't go out and do that. We lost a few things. I'm trying not to even think about that. Move on. Dealer, I'm a little grumpy
Man,
this week.
You open the box here. These are all ruined.
Is that right?
No, they don't look like they were already opened. You can tell they went all sealed in there.
Well, dealer makes mistakes
Yeah.
too.
Otherwise, you would have just ruined them all and they'd be
Woo.
worthless. So
Ooh.
lucky.
All right, we're even. Hey, this is a cute little one.
Yeah.
Let's fix that.
Funny.
The extra.
Yeah. It's a, what do you call it? It's a little plastic camera. So for the most part, these aren't that great, but we picked up in the whole case of stuff. So
There you go.
we'll see.
Okay. Whatever. We're done with this segment.
I could go through every single item
Oh,
here
my
and that'd take
goodness,
hours.
I think I need a nap.
It would take literal.
So I came in here after looking at that stuff and I found Wheeler eating a camera.
Oh.
So, you know, he's really out there.
Yeah.
So most
Right on it.
people don't know that Wheeler's a budding artist.
Budding artist, I don't know. I'm like a professional now, aren't I?
What do you got there?
Showed you random sketching pencils here for experiment.
Well, since the thief stole all your art supplies, we
I've
had
been going to just pencils now. I no longer ink and color all my drawings.
because they were expensive and we haven't replaced them yet.
Yep.
So there you go. He's got some that made it past the thievery.
Yep, and I have a whole box at home of just normal pencils, so got my pencils. I can draw all kinds of stuff. I showed you Chicken Man earlier today.
What else did we get? We got a new microphone.
There's interview mic here. Hey, Daily, what do you think about the blah, 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 blah?
Yeah, well, we can use that. We need to try that out with the GoE Pro.
Yeah. Well, mount it on, that thing's like twice the size of the GoPro. That's
Do you have to
pretty
mount
crazy.
it on it?
You don't have to, but that'd be pretty funny.
Can you remote? Is it a
Yeah.
Is it a
No, you have to sync it up. But
sync it up?
yeah.
Yeah, we'll be trying that.
Yep. I'm pretty sure if you have a nice editing program, it has a one-click sync. Mine does.
More pencils.
Yep.
It reminds me, I need to send you a PayPal bill.
Here's the mini Big Bertha.
Oh, what the heck is that?
It's the Russian gun camera.
Oh, we've talked about that.
No, I'm just saying, mini Big Bertha. It's right up there.
Mini Big Bertha.
Little
Okay,
Bertha.
we're gonna get to work and
Yep.
then go home. And do it late Thursday night. I've been relaxing a little bit with the game, and not to be redundant, but I'm trying my third beer from my beer club here. Apparently a New York beer, Saratoga. It's pretty good. I had one swig here. I'm gonna have another before I get rolling, so we can get some speed going. All right, so I thought I had a bigger whiteboard. I don't. And I'm going to try to do this through my camera. Bear with me. So we're out in northwest Kansas here. And right above us is the same size rectangle, which is known as Nebraska. You got another same size circle known as Iowa. Got kind of a funky Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas. We didn't go into Missouri at all. However, we did get into South Dakota a little bit. And over here is Wisconsin. And we did not get into Illinois this time. So, we started in Kansas at midnight, went up into Nebraska onto I-80, trucked over somewhere around, somewhere around Omaha. We went up and got all confused here. We hit Iowa, we hit Sioux City, South Dakota, and then we ducked over and went up into the Twin Cities. Okay? We did all that in the first day. That was a lot of driving. There were some good stops in there. We made a possible somewhere here or here, I can't remember. We made a possible big deal that I need to follow up on. 4 days in the Twin Cities, bought a bunch of stuff, came down over through Green Bay down to Sheboygan area. Spent another, 3 days there. Went down and took the kids to a natural dentist where Wheeler was due for a $150 visit, but it turned out to be $550. Woohoo! Deep cleaning. Guess he needed it. Went down to Janesville, my high school hometown. Spent a lot of years there. Spent one night in Janesville, then back through Iowa, made some good stops somewhere in there. Back to Omaha area. La Vista, stayed 2 nights. Let's see. 4, 7, 1, 8, 2 nights in the Omaha area. Got robbed in the Omaha area. And then headed home. 10 days on the road. Okay, that is the map. That was kind of a, the people that do that, this is your draw your life thing. They don't have anything on dealer, do they? You could do that all day long. It was like super artwork. Okay, I had to erase some things that I was supposed to do this week that I hope I remember to do in order to make this show. Okay, so let's talk about the numbers a little bit of the trip. We spent approximately $13,000 on inventory, and that's an approximate number. Probably a little less, but not much. The hotels, 10 nights, $1,500. I use hotels.com when I'm staying with my full family. We stay at nice places, free breakfast, free drinks, shuttle, big suite room where you get, 2 beds, two queens or 2 doubles, whatever. You get a pull-out couch and some possible others. We're going to have to figure out a way to go bigger because obviously our family is 8, so there's some cramping there, but it's generally nice. Then when we go into my wife's hometown, she stays at her dad's, and it's usually me and a couple of the boys, and we cheap it a little bit. We stay at less nice places. And in Janesville, some of the kids stayed at my brother-in-law's, and so we stayed at a lesser place there. It wasn't too bad. It was a Baymont. And then back to Omaha, we stayed at the La Vista Embassy. That's a nice place. We like that one the best. The one in Minneapolis, the Embassy Suites, it was okay. Definitely not as nice as the La Vista Embassy Suites if you get a chance to go there. They treat you right. Okay, so food. I just have to do this from memory. Some nights we went out and had pretty nice dinners. We were on the road. We brought some stuff. We had a cookout. We did a couple different things. I'm just going to say, for lack of better data, $100 a night. I think that's a little light. I mean, we've got eaters, and we went out for some pretty good dinners. We didn't overdo it, but that's about it. Gas, I'm going to have to do a calculation. It was 3,200 miles. I got about 16 miles per gallon, 200 gallons. I'll be generous. $2 a gallon. I think I paid more than that. $400. Entertainment. We didn't do a whole lot. Didn't pay for a whole lot of drinks. We went bowling. Let's see, what else did we do? A lot of swimming. I don't know. I can't remember anything. Incidentals and entertainment, I'm just going to put at 100. We try to do simple things this time. This was more of a picker trip. Let's see, what are some other expenses? Well, obviously we had the theft, and I had a hard time getting through to the police department with my data, but I did that today. The windows were killer. The back window, the long one, oh my goodness, double pane, large. And to get it all the way out here where we're at, tinted, $800. Oh my goodness. That's before tax and certainly before labor. So that's $1,350 just to do the windows. Let's see, I'm gonna have to do math in my head here. $1,950. We lost about $600 of other stuff. We had to go buy the boys a second set of Under Armour clothing, a couple $100 there. Wheeler lost a bunch of stuff, including a birthday present, so I bought that again for him. We lost one cool advertising Kodak box thing, and it probably had some cameras, although none of the killer cameras, so put $100 for that. I had a beer sign. I paid $50 that I would have sold easily for $100 plus shipping. So you got that. Let me just think here if we've got any other expenses. Obviously time is in there. Let's see, food, shelter, gas. Didn't have anything else. probably some incidentals. I'm not going to put it in there. So this is a rough estimate. Now there's some pretty good tax deductions, and I'm not going to play accountant or anything, but the mileage adds up pretty good. I don't know what it is, 60 cents a mile times 3,200 miles. I'm just curious what that is. 3,200 times, let's just say 0.60. That's almost a $2,000 deduction. Obviously paid $400 for gas. Obviously beat the crap out of the van. So that almost helps with the damage there. But okay, let's add this thing up. Who can do it in their head? Not me. Certainly not this late. And after a few cool beverages, my brain is not mush, but it certainly is not as fluid as it could be. I don't know if this is interesting. Ooh, that's not interesting. 14.5, 15.5, 16, 17, 350, 17, 950. See, I could do that in my head. All right, 17, 950, unless I'm missing something major here. So, you know, that's a lot of money to spend, right? Right. Okay, but I did look at my tax return from last year, and I always kind of pay attention on that. We typically sell things when they sell times 4, and we're going to list them for probably times 5, times 6. So our final sales price, and certainly there's some eBay fees, shipping, got to keep the lights on, pay the rent, got to pay Wheeler, you know, you got to have a few beers, all that stuff. But so 4 times 13 is 40. That's 52,000, right? Minus the expenses, 17,950. I am gonna have to do a calculator on that if I cannot bungle it. I could do this in my head, but I just don't feel like it. 17,950. 34,050. Okay, so let's do this. Typically, we figure after shipping and all expenses, we figure that we're about like this. Okay, we get to keep about 60%. That's rough. So you're going to be at about 20,430. 10 days picking, 20,000 profit. A heck of a lot of work to list it all, but you know, we'll have this stuff listed. I think I'll have my stuff listed in about 30 to 45 days because I got a bunch, but I didn't get that much. I got some other projects going on. I'll be listed in 30 to 45 days. I'm hoping Wheeler will be listed in 45 to 60 days. So again, there's going to be a bunch of back-end work, packing and questions, and not all of it is going to sell, and some will sell faster and some will sell slower, and someday I'm going to have to sweep the darn shelves and put it in a lot. These are all rough numbers. You know, the times 4 is really, I wouldn't say that's conservative, but we do better on certain things, and we did get a whole bunch of accessories that are really good. So let's go check with Wheeler just to confirm that a little bit, okay? But that's a pretty good number. 20,430. Return on investment on 17,950 with a few snags in there. And a heck of a lot of fun. The whole family was along. So, you know, it's a good double or plus after expenses. Okay, let's take a walk. Ooh, got my sign listed tonight too. Still got that thing, got to weigh it up and figure out how to pack it. Oh my goodness. Wheeler. So hey, I just did a slump it. I just did an analysis on the whiteboard. Here's one of your totes of stuff. What is the name of the camera that dominates this tote?
Bolex.
Bolex is
That's
what kind of a camera?
Probably 75-80% of that tote. It's a movie camera, professional grade. They made some various amounts of camera. They made like 8mm and 16mm, so a bunch of different. All across the whole thing.
Where's Bolex made?
Switzerland.
Yes. We used to sell their projectors. They're like bowling balls.
Yeah. Well, they look like a bowling ball too.
And they lasted, except they always had problems with them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a tote of Bolex stuff.
Man, I barely even made a scratch in that thing. I've been working on it all day.
There's been working on it. He's got some pieces back there. So we paid like $300 for this tote.
Yep.
Of stuff.
Yep.
Any idea where we're at?
No clue.
I know for a fact that you told me that
pieces,
that piece you listed for $200.
Yep.
And most of these pieces are 20 plus average.
These little cranks here, those are 70 each. These ones here are just over 20. These plates here are 70 each.
So the hardest part is identifying them, and of course it's pretty hard to buy them.
Yep.
Unless you know a few tricks.
A lot of them aren't even marked Bolex, but they are.
Now some of this stuff, it's 80-20 rule. Some will go fast, some will go slow.
Yep.
This is really an interesting pile.
Yeah, those are the front lens caps. These Kern Palliard ones are really interesting.
A lot of these are all metal.
Yeah, they are. Aluminum,
a lot of these,
for the most part, even like higher.
A lot of these are sit and weight, but probably what, $20 each?
Not more than that.
Because they got the name on them.
Yeah,
anytime
these ones for sure are more than that.
Anytime you have, that's a really cool one.
This PAX one here is almost 50, so I know that. It's a rare camera. It's a mini camera, and this Ihagee Dresden's Exacta camera body cap. I've actually seen one of those. I haven't looked at it yet, but that's a really good one.
Yeah, so, and then here's some dead soldiers.
Yep, throw those out. There's these rubber lens caps that if you push into them, they crack, and they're all deteriorated.
Oh my goodness, he's broke $1 million cap.
So this is good throwing out. We find them occasionally.
And then there's this pile of goobers here. That's probably not worth as much as we hoped.
Yeah, no, that's kind of like just crush it up and throw it away.
Okay.
A watch I picked up too.
Oh.
Somebody was asking about my watches, they said, or something.
Yeah, we'll show it again. You're just flipping it around. What is that?
It's I actually forgot. I have a Timex Expedition, old mechanical watch.
So
got banned out today.
You picked up the watch for
$2.
Bought a band
like
for
that.
12 today. Bought a battery for 2, and
Yep.
now
It's the cool.
you're
mechanical.
styling.
Yeah, I don't know. It's first analog watch except for that one, and those are my 2 other watches. I also have one that's non-functional, but
Whoa.
those are my 2.
Whoa. I talked to a dude today that was showing off his Apple Watch,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, whoa. Okay, tell me about your pickup today, because we spent $5.50, and I showed him my mug. You got the score.
Yeah, we have a instruction manual here. That's part of the score of this thing. It's Canon Caned G3. And then I keep product guide, put it on my wall there, and then one of these flash units again, which is kind of weird. Most flash units, like 99% of flash units, are not worth something, but this one in particular is. That one's probably $50 or $60 just for that flash unit. One's good for that.
Of course, we can't see it.
No. Show them the moneymaker here.
Not something.
Candle ID.
Hope it works.
Yep. Looks like the battery cover's broken, actually. Haven't opened it, but
just went down
still,
in price.
A little bit.
$5 to conservatively.
$150.
Ooh, it was $200. Now it's $150.
Yeah.
Okay.
Call conservatively. Because
All right.
200 is optimistic.
Optimistic. And let's see, he's got like 6 different windows up. I'm sure he's listing.
6 different windows up. I had because of all these tabs and everything, I had a lot more than that too. I just pruned it down.
Well, the cat is away. The mice will play.
Yeah.
Well, I have to give Wheeler some super credit here. Now he's wanting the list.
Not 100% efficient today, but I've been here for a while.
Well, it's hard to get Wheeler in the groove, and like I said, I got to give him some credit. I went home to try to have some family time watching the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
And Wheeler stuck here and pounded out the
Over
accessories.
50 items.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that 50?
It's got to be. It's at 54 or something now.
Really?
Yeah.
Obviously can't
If I
count.
remember correctly, let's see.
Super cool.
Here.
5, 4. It's going to be a 20-minute segment.
54 53 items right there.
53 items right there.
Yep.
Goodbye. All right. I know I'm back on this again, but I had another swig. It is terrible. So let's go get an unbiased opinion on this. Wheeler is not a beer drinker, but he prides himself in being some sort of a connoisseur of international cuisine. So we'll see if I'm not certainly going to order any more of that. The other 3 out of the 4 were really good, and so that's great. Let's see what we got here. All right. Take a swig off that and tell me what you think.
I don't know. Something. Tastes a little bit different than Coors. That's about it.
Good or bad?
I don't know. I haven't had enough different variety to be able to tell.
I just told the viewing audience that tastes like donkey piss.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it tastes that bad.
Really? It's terrible. That's Prague from the Czech Republic, authentic Czech imported.
Yeah.
Doesn't it taste like somebody strained, like, I don't know, some weed or something through somebody's old running sock?
It's a weird aftertaste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like bad.
Yeah.
Kind of like bread with moldy jelly.
I guess. Yeah.
Kind of like a sandwich that obviously the squirrels got to, and maybe a car ran over the squirrel and a nut.
Yeah.
Like a squirrel. It's awful. Take another swig. You don't have to get crazy with it, but maybe you just didn't get enough. Maybe now that I've planted the seeds of how awful it is.
No, definitely. Yeah, I don't think I got enough last time.
I mean, you could go up to a tree.
It's sort of like bark.
Yeah. You could go up to a tree that's been sprayed for moss and then lick the worst part of the tree.
Yeah.
And it would taste better than that.
No, that's pretty. Yeah. No, it's kind of strange.
You know who's going to get the other 2 bottles? Chuck, our neighbor.
Yeah, there you go.
He needs a good. Do we know any people? Well, we have a town out here that prides itself as the check us out, the Czech Republic.
Well, yeah, there you go. We got.
I might get up there and do a little barter with for some cameras or something.
Of course, you probably show it to them. And they're like, "Oh, that stuff. That's not the good stuff."
That's the old mill. That's the old mill of Czech. Yeah, that's the dog swill.
Yeah,
probably make enemies.
Sure, it's Czech, but like any culture, I'm sure they have 50 different types.
I mean, this is bad. I mean, I've drank Black Label.
That's pretty.
Black Label. This is since 1784. They probably only made like 1 case. I'm sorry, this is the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing like enjoying a bunch of squirrel shit. Excuse my French on YouTube, but that's the worst. It's got a hint of squirrel poop.
The aftertaste is pretty weird. I don't know.
I've sucked on a shoe one time that had been worn for years and had a hole in it.
Man, your analogies are pretty good.
Yeah, and it tasted better than that.
Yeah.
I woke up one time on the floor of one of my friend's flats. It had a year of dust on the floor, and it was like wet because we walked in the night before and it was raining.
Yeah.
And my mouth was on the wet floor with an inch full of dust, and it tasted better than that.
Yeah. So the crazy pick of your life.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to do with the rest of it.
Yeah.
It might be like
do the beer mile.
Goo Gone. If I had to do a beer mile with 4 of those, it might take me an hour.
Yeah.
That's the worst ever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you're of Czech origin.
If you love it.
Or if you love it.
That's your favorite and you're like, why
are you picking on my beer?
Yeah.
Unsubscribe. Oh my goodness, our users are going down. Our users, our viewers.
10% Czech viewers, who knows?
Oh my goodness. This might be World War III.
To the end.
Premium. See, I don't even know what it says though. It says premium.
Yeah.
But then it has this. I guess that's Pilsner.
Yeah.
See, it should just, it's just, there's nothing. This is awful. Maybe I got
a weird bottle size too. It's 11.2 fluid ounces.
Maybe I got a batch that was burnt. It tastes burnt.
Could be it. Yeah.
It's like they ran the sewage water in with the filtered water.
Yeah.
You thought it was pretty good until I mentioned it was pretty bad.
No, I didn't get enough the first time, and then the aftertaste was a little bit weird. I definitely got enough.
The aftertaste is kind of like a cow's four stomachs being disemboweled.
I've never tasted any of these things.
Well, I can just imagine.
Okay.
The Walking Dead disembowel four cow's stomachs. And eat
I
it.
feel like I found a tree. That's about what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Like a dead tree, a dead bird.
Oh, it's like a tree that's been knocked over, and then the crows came and crapped on it.
Dead skunk just like fell out.
Oh, would you like a little more?
Not really.
No, maybe you're just doing that for the camera sake.
No.
So I had some Stella.
Yeah.
I had a couple Stellas tonight, and then I came and had that.
I haven't tried Stella, I don't think.
Stella's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the rest of the name of that thing is. I just call it Stella. And then I had this whatever IPA that I had on camera. And then to end it out,
tried the exotic brew.
I even thought this was going to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like...
Might also subscribe from the box. It's so bad.
skateboarding on one of those new... What are those new things called? Rocket boards? No.
Boosted boards?
Boosted boards?
Yeah.
Boosted boards down to like SeaWorld, right into a whale's butt. And then you're really thirsty, so you got to eat, drink, whatever. I mean, it's awful. It is awful. Yeah. I'm using 8 minutes of my viewers.
This is crazy.
Crazy.
Review. This is the review. We're the review channel now.
Oh my gosh.
I've been thinking about making Wheeler's Reviews channel. I'm going to go with a different name, but I have my That Cannon Guy's reviews, and that's pretty much dead, but I want to review other stuff. I want to review my watch, I want to review cameras, I want to have like quick looks at some stuff. So I'm thinking about that. So
Yeah.
Super reviews.
I don't know what else to say about this. My scale of 0 to 10 of all the beers I've ever drank.
I don't know.
Which has got to be 100 or more beers, different beers. This ranks the last.
Okay.
This is the worst beer I've ever had. It's the worst beer I've ever had.
I guess I had 2 or 3 out of 10. I haven't had any.
No, it's 0 out of 10. It's terrible. Yeah. I mean, I could take my favorite meal and burn it, and then pour sewage on it. And that's what this tastes like. It's terrible. It's the worst way to end the night. Now, this is what happens late at night occasionally. We get kind of...
This is, I have to figure out, my watch, 12:15.
Yeah, we're after midnight, and this has been a rough week.
I'm trying to read this analog watch quickly. I'm trying to get accustomed. That's one reason I switched.
This is like a beer in analog from 1700s with the bubonic plague... And a bunch of wolverines rotting carcasses.
Yeah.
It's not even remotely good. If I had to drink this for pleasure, I might go psycho.
Yeah. I think the aftertaste is the worst.
Yeah. Well, the aftertaste is terrible. The initial taste is like you're out on the beach. And you're thinking, hey, I'm going to go into the surf.
Uh-huh.
And you go into the surf, and something makes you go, whoa, and your mouth opens up, and a bunch of dead, toxic fish fly into your mouth. That's the initial taste. And then the aftertaste is they not only were dead, toxic fish, they were filled with maggots.
This is awesome. This is quality content.
It doesn't matter. This beer is.
No, I'm saying this is quality content. This is.
I mean,
They want
I've
this.
had in college we drank cheap stuff, and we drank the Night Train, which was a wine, and that actually tasted all right. And then we had Old Thompson whiskey.
Mm.
And back in the late 80s, this was probably early 90s, $5.29 for a full liter bottle.
That seems ridiculous.
And that tasted better than this.
Mm.
This is like the old couch that's been at the curb. And the junk man won't even pick it up, so it's been in the rain for 3 or 4 cycles.
It's all moldy and is infested with all kinds of
and all the
bacteria.
like leaves fall on it.
Yeah.
And then
bite out of that.
and then like a big huge. It's the show Greyhound in the neighborhood, but he has diarrhea.
Mm.
This is really sickening, but he poops all over that couch. That's what this tastes like. It's awful.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it is bad. You
Yeah.
sure you don't want more?
I was trying
If I
to
force
see
you?
how bad it is.
Try another little
Yeah.
bit. See if you agree with me.
No, that's really bad actually. No,
Is it starting to get bad?
It's starting to get bad. Yeah.
I mean, I lubed my system up all night.
No, yeah. No, that's definitely
It's like the sandwich you never want.
that's pretty bad. Yeah.
It's terrible. Those poor people.
Yeah.
This could
No
go
wonder,
on.
no wonder Czechoslovakia went under, you know?
Well, I don't know.
Or whatever happened to them.
I don't know.
They got absorbed into somewhere.
I don't know about that.
They're gone.
Yeah, I don't know.
1992, they disappeared or something.
This beer could be. Maybe it was warm since then.
No, this is original. This is from 1992 where they went under.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. We're gonna have to look it up and find a little bit more about this beer, but there is absolutely no way in the world that dealer will open those other 2 beers.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that wants these, I might even send them to you overnight.
Yeah.
That's how much I hate them.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry for wasting your time. Oh my goodness. I hope we have better news soon. Well, we've been doing some reviewing on this beer, and people seem to love it. Maybe this one's spoiled, but this thing tastes like a rat's ass. I'm sorry. It's terrible. So, I don't know if I'll give another one a chance, but this one must be like...
Here's the overall on this exact thing here. 16 out of 100 and for overall score.
16 out of 100?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I give it a 0 out of 100.
People giving them ratings 2.2, 2.4, 2.5, 2.8, 3.1, 1.7.
That doesn't sound very good. Out of 100.
No, I have 10 on these ones.
Well, that's not very
2.1,
good.
2.3.
That's an F.
Yeah, pretty bad.
That's a flunk.
Yep. People aren't rating the taste too bad though. It's the appearance and the aroma and the palate.
Well, the appearance is all right.
Yeah.
I like the bottle. I was attracted to the bottle.
Beer.com.
The aroma, I smelled it,
Yeah.
and I was like, that smells a little weird. And then the palate, I guess that's when you take your first taste. I almost puked.
Yeah.
And then the back taste is like vomit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry we're still reviewing this thing. Over and out, don't try it. Okay, I had a moment of conscience or whatever. Part of the reason I joined this international beer club was to get some culture.
Yeah, and now we've got it.
Because we're here in a
embodiment of the Czech
we're here in
Republic.
we're here in a very small town, 5,000 people, out in the middle of nowhere, and
If they sent this to us, it must be the best.
the best of the best.
No, that is the embodiment of the Czechoslovakian Republic that is defunct as of 1992.
Yeah, so I'm sure if I drank, I think it's spoiled.
It's gotta be.
I think if I drank a 6-pack of this, I probably would grow hair on the bottoms of my feet.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
probably
know?
turn into some sort of golem or something.
I'd probably get like a 3-inch zit
Gargoyle.
on the top of my head.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad, But I'm enjoying the experience of international flavor.
Yeah.
So that's what this is all about. So I need to remember that and not be angry.
Yeah, don't travel to Czechoslovakia.
Hey, are there any Czechoslovakian cameras?
Yeah, I've heard of a couple.
Okay, but good ones? Are they renowned for anything camera related?
Not that I know of. I'm curious though, because I haven't actually looked that up before.
Well, we don't have time for that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, this is what we do, and we're really bored. Okay,
Well,
so last thing,
but-
yeah, I'm having a little regret on slamming this beer, and so I'm thanking Praga for the international experiential.
Or the Czechoslovakian cameras. Apparently, they make the stereo Mikroma, like the Acurata, and like the Flexoret. Like Miapta. That's a Czechoslovakian brand. I've heard of them.
Yeah, we've got it down.
Yep.
Okay. Well, on a high note, what a beautiful international experience.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Woo-hoo. Well, hey, we're recording this on a Friday night, right?
Yes, we are.
And I'm trying to get this this video series out because we actually drug out our last couple and didn't get one out on time, it felt like. And so, other than this video being long, I'm trying to get this thing out Saturday or Monday, so I hope it came out. Tomorrow morning, you and I and Banana Peeler and Squealer, my three boys, we're going to go to a local town here and do a 5K race.
Yep. Have my running shirt on already.
Wheeler says he's a little hobbled up.
Yeah, knees giving me issues, and I can't really run faster than like slow. So I'll see how it feels tomorrow morning. Probably run at like 9-minute mile pace, just slow, super slow.
I'm not going to run. I'm going to cheer on the boys and take a little video maybe for the vlog here and just have some fun.
Yep.
I'm not in race shape.
Yep.
I don't know if I ever will be again.
Ran around 21-minute 5K about 3 months ago or something, so that's about my shape right now. Not very good.
Well, our running has been on, off, and it's hard to do a lot of things well, and we're doing a lot of things, unfortunately. So we're going to try to get steadier on the running. That's just a personal goal. A lot of things pulling at us. Let's see what else is going on. So tomorrow morning we're going to do that. We're also going to go to a citywide rummage sale right after the race, and we've been to this city before, so we don't expect much.
No.
We're going to kind of cruise around and see if there's anything we can find. And then there's some sort of a Highway 24 sale going tomorrow, and again, it's like the second year or third year.
Not very well organized from what I've heard.
Right, so we're going to try to pick up a few things on the way home. We did pick up some things today.
Yep.
We didn't show those off. Maybe we'll show some of them off with anything else we pick up tomorrow. And then back in the office tomorrow afternoon to continue our quest for our June in-house promotion. We're trying to list a certain amount to earn. What's that thing? Sharp Ninja Coffee Maker?
Ninja Coffee Bar.
Ninja Coffee Bar. So far, so good.
Personal ninja over there. You unbox him, he jumps out and goes, whoa, 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 here's your coffee.
Today's the third day in our challenge, our in-office challenge.
Yep.
We've been hitting our numbers.
We have.
So we got to keep it up because we want to drink.
Shouldn't be too hard with these great items we have.
Yes, and we certainly want to drink a lot of coffee in July.
No, just chug it all day long, gallons a day. Woo, woo, woo.
Okay.
Full carafe,
So,
chug them.
In order to try to keep this video under 2.5 days, we're going to get going on the questions and comments here. No particular order. I had to just snack these off there. Jim Moracal. Hope I'm not butchering that, Jim. Thanks for the video. Can you explain the basic process you go through to print your packing lists to pull your orders? Not sure if I'm doing it in the most efficient way. Thanks. Well, when I was in college, I worked at a company called Land's End out of Dodgeville, I believe, Wisconsin. Dodgeville.
Still around.
Oh yeah, still around.
Yep.
Land's End. Most people know Land's
Yep.
End. And they were high volume. They had in any given shift, and the holidays were like 5 times as busy. They had 20, 30, 40, 50 packers packing all
Packers,
day.
like the Green Bay Packers? Oh.
Well, packing all their clothes orders and all their doodads and miscellaneous. And they had quite a system of computer generated this, that, and the other thing, and labels and packing booths and all this kind of crazy stuff. My system is very slow compared to that.
Yep.
No conveyor belts, no crazy packing, picking lists. I print an invoice for the person, and I basically, in most cases, pack my orders and pick my orders one at a time.
Yep.
My current route from my computer through my inventory to my packing area is such that it's sort of like a down and back.
Yeah.
Now the down and back part is not that efficient because it's quite long, and so I'm changing that where I'm going to have my computer back in my packing station, and then it will be
down and out.
Well, yeah, so I might change some things. Now I do have some things where I pack more than one item at a time, so I could do 6 or 8 orders at a time, but usually it'd be all the same item. My test strips go zing, zang, zoom. Sometimes I've got 6 or 8 of those to pack, different packages. And I know what they are, so I don't have to have a picking list. So we're doing probably 15 or 20, let's see, 15 or 20 orders a day.
Yep.
And then if I come in on a Monday, sometimes it's like 30, 40, 50 orders. I don't know how many per hour I do, but it's not strategically done where I've got this long list and I fill up a tote or fill up some sort of a rolling
go through
cart.
the whole warehouse and just fix the whole shelves.
No, I probably could do it that way, and maybe I'll get one of these rolling carts and I'll go out once and get all my items and come back. A lot of times, just to break up getting out of my desk and listing things, I'll go pack 1 or 2 orders. And that's just a sanity thing. And I'm not a robot. A lot of jobs I had turned you into a very, very efficient robot. And I prefer to be a little bit more random.
Yeah.
And I think that's a sanity thing. And I think if I ever have to become so systematic like a robot, I think I'll probably have to drink 5 times as much beer. Because I can drink at work, which is really good and bad. Although tonight I'm not.
Yeah.
So, and most nights I'm not. So anyway, we have a pretty low systemized packing process. However, because I do most of it or all of it, I'm pretty efficient. So, Jim, I think that probably doesn't make you too excited. But if you're packing high volume, I'll say something else. I used to do DVDs, and I would actually systematically go through, and I had those down to a few minutes each order.
Yep.
I'd have all my stuff lined out. I'd print a bunch of invoices, zip, 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 zip. And the problem was when it was all said and done, I was making $1 or $2 a DVD, and I would have had to be a robot, and I would have had to ship 100 or so orders a day or something just to make any sort of a full-time income.
Yeah.
And so I chose to find things with higher profit margin. So maybe that's part of what you're thinking here. Our average ticket is somewhere between a $40 and a $50 order, and our profit margin on that typically is 3 to 1 or better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if he was talking about like print your packing list to pull your orders. Was he wondering about our indexing system at all? Like how do we find stuff? Or
well,
you think that's,
maybe.
We explained our stickering system at all?
Yeah,
before?
and we've talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got so many camera items and Wheeler lists 95% or more of the camera items, and for him it's easy to find stuff. We used to not do this, but now we put a sticker on each item with a date code and a number, and then that date code and number is on our listing towards the middle, and it's in a way that it doesn't show so much for the person looking at our listing, but we can highlight it and then we can zero in and make sure we ship the right item.
Yeah.
With vintage cameras especially, we might have 3 or 4 of the same camera but different conditions.
Yep.
Or different years or different cases around them or whatever.
Working conditions, whatever.
Yeah, so maybe that's part of your question, how do we do that? I need to probably start doing a numbering system for my items because I've got banana peelers starting to do them, and it's getting to the point where there's enough of them where sometimes I look at them, I list most of them so I can tell. When we get more people involved, we're going to have to upgrade this thing.
Yeah. So 2 years ago, just quickly, we ended our previous system of having like this lengthy sheet thing we used to fill out with stuff too, and that was a lot less streamlined, a lot more bulky than current system. So it's been refined a couple times.
Yeah, sure. and really growth and just working with it helped us do that.
Yep. I used to do all the relisting, so we used to have a relist number every time I relisted it, put a new number. It was really crazy.
Well, to bring us working as a team up to speed and to bring you into the world of, out of the world of chaos, into the world of organization a little bit, we had to do some of those things.
Yeah.
Because I forget all the problems we used to have.
I used to pack doors. I used to do all. It was nuts.
Well, we had the $1 to 50K challenge in there too. And
yeah.
That threw all kinds of cranks in there.
Yep.
And the part of the problem is when I started eBay, I was either doing just a specific category, or I was doing high-end items, which there weren't that many.
Yep.
And we never did the volume that we're doing now with all these individual items. And so it just, our system has changed more out of necessity than anything else. And we have some more changes in store. We have to, because we're growing and everything changes all the time. So.
Exactly.
So I don't know. If you have some follow-up questions, Jim, some clarifying questions, hit us with another comment. We don't mind answering. F. Scarecrow. Scarecrow?
Yeah, I think so.
I like this comment, and there were a bunch of comments on our break-in, encouragement, those type of things. I don't have them all. I'm not gonna list them all, although I will list a few of them. I like this one, and thank you for those comments, by the way. Karma will get those scumbags that did it. And you know what comes around goes around. I believe in that, and really anybody that's has that mindset of something for nothing or taking stuff or thievery or robbery, I feel bad for those people that they've got themselves in that. I'm mad that there's people that do that, but I also feel bad for them, and they will get
their just rewards.
They will get their just desserts for sure. Young 32 says, I personally enjoy your long videos, but have you thought about interspersing some shorter videos to attract new viewers? I would love for your channel to grow, and I think your long videos might be too daunting for some potential viewers. And Young also says, how many G-Shocks does Wheeler have? Can Wheeler show off some of his newer toys? In quotes, toys. Okay, well, we've got people who like long videos. We have people who like wall videos talking. We have people who like action videos. We have
crazy action everywhere, like special effects and explosions.
So I have some ideas on maybe a daily vlog, maybe some shorter segments from the weekly show. I could put out a few of those a week. I mean, there's a lot of different things we could do.
Yeah, you could segment the show and then put it off, but yeah.
The bottom line is time and energy.
Yep.
And first things first. And my list personally is always so long, but then on the other side of that, I do like to have fun, and I have a short attention span, and so the videos help with all that.
Yep.
And Wheeler, I don't know where you're at.
My math for what?
Speaking of short memory, short attention span.
The G-Shock?
Who are you?
Or some other one?
No, we were talking
okay.
about long videos,
I
interspersing
see,
shorter
okay.
videos, channel to grow.
No, I think the short videos definitely attract more viewers, so that would be, if you really wanted to grow in the right direction, that would be a way to go. And I guess it'll just keep evolving as we keep going, I'm assuming. So,
How many G-Shocks do you have?
3 G-Shocks, 1 broken, 2 working, and I have 2 on my watch list right now. Like I'm watching. So.
Wheeler was trying to sell me on the G-Man.
No, I wasn't trying to sell him on it.
And I said, well, it sounds pretty good. How about
Mr. G.
How about Mr. G? How about getting me a Mr. G for my birthday?
Yeah.
But, we're not there yet.
Nope.
Can Wheeler show off some of his newer toys? Well, Wheeler has gone through a transformation of buying everything for cheap, and we got like a junkyard we're still clearing out.
Yep.
And now he's starting to get some quality things, so I don't know. What's your...
He classifies toys. I don't know. I guess I have scooters, I have skateboards, I have kind of stuff.
Well, toys, it doesn't have to be like...
Well, yeah, I know.
What did you...
Nice
what did
wallet.
you... What did you
OLT.
get on this trip that you liked? You got something that was fun. Well, you got some new clothes, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, well, we'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
You got a long list, and, it's not all about toys.
Camera stuff, I guess.
It's not about all who dies with the most toys. And, of course, that comes from a guy who drives a green Jeep.
Yep.
And I'm old.
Mm-hmm.
Supra West, great show this week. I really like the format of the show right now. There's no need to go crazy with a daily vlog. One of my ideas is to keep this show weekly and probably use some of the footage back and forth, but then just to do another daily vlog that is a little wider scope.
That could work.
Where the show and the business is part of it, but my life is also part of it.
Yep.
And I take in all that. So haven't decided on that. There's a lot of pros and a lot of cons to doing all that.
Yeah.
So it's still in the thought process.
Yep.
I had a great score on a vintage recurve bow this weekend for $2.99. It has recent sales between $120 and $180. Pretty happy about that. Hope your vacation is going well. You're making some great buys.
So recurve bow, is it like a bow and arrow compound? Kind of like that?
I think a
I
recurve.
forgot what's up with the recurve. I've heard of it before. But...
I think a recurve is just a standard like old style.
I see. Okay, yeah.
Just vintage.
Yeah. Makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about those things. We certainly run across several types of bows.
Yeah. Mostly
here and
priced
there.
up a bit.
Crossbows.
Yeah.
And crazy looking
Kinds of different
bows
stuff.
and lots of different stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
good.
Yep.
Good pickup. Jolly Rancher, wish I knew you were coming to my neck of the woods, meaning Minnesota-ish. I could have traded you my nice big Schlitz clock for one of your advertising clocks. Looks like you were at the Wright County Flea Market. I sell there sometimes. The videos keep getting better, more action, and less wall.
There you go.
See, and then we got other people who say that they like the wall. So, well, Jolly Rancher, we are coming out your direction again, most likely in August.
Yep.
So we should maybe hook up and go to the flea market, and maybe we could swap clocks. So I'm open to it. Send me a picture. Send me a video of it. Send me something. And tell me what you're looking for in advertising clocks. I do have a couple. Elena.
Yeah, either one.
Elena R. So glad you're on YouTube again, back on YouTube and sharing. I watched you when you were $1 to 50K. Did you really start with $1? So here's a random question for Wheeler. Since you're almost an adult now, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you want to continue in business like your family? Questions for both of you. What's your holy grail when you're out picking? No cameras or sign related.
Yeah.
Thanks for the great vids. Well, a lot of questions here.
Yeah.
The $1 to 50K, for those of you that don't know, we did it 2 seasons.
Yep.
First season, and the premise was taking $1, buying something, building up, flipping, in a year's time, make a 50K
Yeah.
in sales,
Yep.
right? Or profit.
Oh yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
even
Cash
remember.
money. Like,
Cash money, profit.
Yeah.
Profit.
Yep.
The first year, we did it one item at a time, and so the first item we had to buy for $1 or less. You had to sell that, then buy another item with whatever the profit was, and then sell that, and so one item at a time.
Yep.
And I forget, we didn't make 50K,
No, we didn't.
but I think you made a couple grand.
Made a couple grand, and you made it up to 5.
I thought that
5 or
was the
6
second.
thousand.
I thought that was the second year.
Yeah, second year. Yeah, first year, right around 1,000 each, just over 1,000 each.
Yeah, and it was really tough because of the one item thing. And we did start with $1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
We did.
we didn't trick that or anything. We were
Yep.
both fortunate. Woo! And we started at a time of the year where there were some rummage sales, so
Yeah.
that helped out a lot.
And I forgot how long we went in that first season. Did we actually go the full year? I don't think so.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. It might have been 7 months or
Well,
something.
we self-destructed partially because it really unfocused us.
No, it did. Especially the second year, but...
Well, you
Yeah,
got
right.
really unfocused the second year. You
well,
got,
first of all, I wasn't focused on anything. I wasn't focused on the challenge. I wasn't focused on normal. I was just kind of out there.
you got derailed.
Yeah.
The
But-
second year we allowed multiple items,
Mhm.
and the bookkeeping was crazy, and you couldn't spend any of the money, so it really interfered time wise with the business, because with a business you need cash flow. You can't
Yeah.
just keep it in the inventory. Wheeler went out there a ways.
Mhm.
You got a couple thousand.
A couple thousand, plus another 1,000 inventory, which I mostly gifted back to the whole business thing because I have the time to sell it. I have the time to work on it.
Well, I got over $5,000. I turned
Mhm.
$1 into 5,000, and I don't think we went a full year there.
No, not anywhere close.
So the real problem is this. It's not. I think we could do $1 to 50,000 if
It
that's
would.
all that we spent our time on
Mm-hmm.
and didn't have to draw from the money.
I think it'd be pretty easy to do that in our current, because of all the connections we have, the places we know to get stuff, and the current stuff. But the problem is how much, like, cash flow we'd suffer, or no, what do you call it? Sacrifice, and
Well,
then just the whole.
I
business
can't.
would
I
fall
can't
apart.
live. I can't live a year without drawing money.
No.
I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm not
exactly.
living paycheck to paycheck, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we did start with $1. It's a neat
So
premise.
are they asking, do we start with $1 on all the stuff they saw last week? I think maybe that's what they're.
No, no,
Actually,
no,
okay.
no. This is from the old $1 to 50K days,
Okay.
and this is probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago
Yeah.
when we started that first one.
Yeah, it was.
Random question: you're almost an adult. Where do you see yourself in 5 years exactly?
Years exactly to the day. Okay. Not a lot different than now. I'll probably have a driver's license by then. I'll be picking more or less full time, listing, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully, a bigger business than we are now. Assuming that's pretty much a given.
Smarter, not harder.
Yeah, definitely still
How
going to be in the
about that?
business, and possibly a part-time photographer. That's one thing I'm kind of exploring into a little bit. That's about it. I'll be very similar to how I am now, but hopefully with more accomplished as far as life goals.
How about pro scooter rider?
Yeah, well, I decided not to mention that, but I was thinking that's also maybe in there. I'm not.
Action.
The thing is,
How about action photographer?
yeah. One thing I'll mention is that there's not a lot that I'm really good at. I don't feel like I have potential in a lot of things. Like I'm 5 out of 10 talent wise or something. I don't have a lot of talent and stuff. Like scooter riding, I'm not sure I have enough what it takes to become a professional scooter rider. So I'll see. But
So you could just do it for enjoyment.
exactly. I'm sure I'll become better by then, but I'm not sure I'll be professional.
I mean, a word of advice that I would give
Sponsored,
Wheeler.
maybe.
A word of advice that I would give Wheeler is enjoy whatever you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
But don't worry about being the best.
Yep. It's like music. I'm horrible at music. I have no talent in that, but I enjoy it. So.
I mean, I can count on my hands probably 3 or 4 things I got pretty good at through my life. I was never the best.
Yep.
But just because you're out there doing it, you put yourself in a different category than people that aren't doing it. So
Yeah, exactly.
It don't really matter.
It doesn't. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm never going to. I don't have the potential. I'm not one of those prodigies. You can be the best at certain things, but I can have fun doing it, and I can get to a level that's 80% of the best, and I'm satisfied with that. So,
Well, I mean, if
in
you
5 years, that's
if you want to be the best at something, it takes sacrifices.
It does.
And most people don't realize it. That's why most people aren't the best.
Yep.
The best is like right up there. That's
Yeah.
why most
To
people
really enjoy what you're doing and just do it, just go crazy with it. That's
Okay.
the only way.
That was your question anyway. I didn't mean
Yeah.
to lead you.
That's fine.
Holy Grail when you're out picking, no cameras or signs.
Man.
All right, here's mine.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, my dad and myself took an AMC Gremlin and we bought it for $200, and the shifter went, it was a 3-speed, it went all the way to the floor one way and all the way to the floor the other, and so we had to do a lot of work on it. We put probably $3,000 in it, built it up pretty nice. We put a 401 V8 in it and spent most of the money on the engine and the transmission, and it looked mostly like a stock Gremlin repainted, and it had, you know, big meats on the back, and that thing was a sleeper. And so if I am out picking, and we've run into a couple,
Yep.
if I find somebody that needs to part with their stock 304 Gremlin X for the right money, I'm in.
Yep.
Now there ain't many left because they all rusted out, and there weren't many built with the 304 V8s, and you can chase them out there for pretty good money these days. So I need to find the right one.
Yeah. So picking wise, do they mean like for resale or for personal interest?
I don't know. Holy Grail.
It just-
What's for just something that
Yeah.
if you find it, you'll be like, wow, today was the day.
Okay. I can't say that's the holy grail because obviously it's a 7 or 8 out of 10 on excitement because cameras obviously that would
There are
would
some
be it.
cameras that we find, like what's the Leica?
Well like a you are like a
It's a prototype
Mhm.
Leica. How many
1914.
How many
they
are
made.
there known?
Like right now or how many were made?
Just spit it out.
4 or 5. I don't know. There's
4
not
or
that many.
5. What did the last one sell for?
I don't know if there's many sales records, but in the millions.
Millions. There's a
Yep.
few unknown that are still out there that haven't been rediscovered.
Yep.
But that's a camera.
Yeah.
All right. What?
Say a watch, some sort, probably like one of these really high-end Casio G-Shocks or a Rolex or something. I don't have a lot of interest in Rolex though. That's the thing. So probably have to be one of these 80s Casio G-Shocks for resale. I probably wouldn't keep one of those. If I found like a Casio MTG S1000 whatever, but MTG series watch, this is the one I'm looking at for like $100. That would also be pretty exciting. It would make my day. But
All right. For me, you took out signs, but I like brewery stuff.
Yep.
How about Schlitz's personal diary of how he obtained the business and
Yep.
started brewing beer?
hey, say a Mint Haro Master 1980s BMX bike.
Now,
That's my personal item.
nobody would guess this, and you forget this,
Yep.
but I was a BMX bicycle race pioneer in
Yep.
Wisconsin in the 70s.
Yep.
My first BMX bike was 40 pounds with a big thick front tire. I just mow down everybody
Yep.
because nobody cared. And then I got good, I guess, because they sponsored me and bought me a better bike. But that would be fun to find my old bike.
Yeah.
It's probably been dismantled.
Yep.
I sold it to get a 10-speed to go back and forth to school.
Yep. As far as most realistic, Holy Grail. I guess since we're on bikes, I'd say like a real nice hybrid or a road bike or mountain bike, something like that. That's just a couple of $1,000s for a couple hundred. So I don't know. I don't have a lot. Definitely none of that there really. As far as like finding, it's not really a Holy Grail for me though. That's the problem. So whatever. That's
You know, to me, the little scores are fun.
yep. Exactly.
And occasionally a bigger score. Like, for example, we'll share this. I'll
Mhm.
probably show it later on. But I bought that green egg-shaped telephone thing.
Yep.
Sold it and paid today. Bought it for $60. It's not, it's not a holy grail. But when I saw the thing, I was like, Yeah, that's it. Sold it for $600 plus shipping to California.
Yep.
Got to pack it up.
Yep.
Got to make sure it gets there. But 660 to 600.
Yep.
That's, when you do something like that, you're like, yeah, because I've only had it for a couple weeks.
Yep.
All right. Eric McDade. Eric says, what year is the new Jeep? Looks nice. That's a 2013 Renegade. Renegade?
Renegade now. Wrangler, Unlimited, Rubicon.
Rubicon.
Yeah, okay. That's
See, Eric, I don't even know anymore. I used to.
Gecko Green, whatever.
I just knew it was loaded.
Yep.
2013 and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the show. Thanks for your questions, comments.
Just a little question on the Holy Grail.
Please keep them coming. We enjoy them. Comments are fine if you don't have a question. If you have a question, don't feel shy. Shoot it out there. We will be back, I don't know, with a regular episode number 17 soon. Probably back on the regular schedule if possible. If we don't even really have a regular schedule.
No, once a week maybe.
Well, I was pretty good at once a week, and the 10-day vacation threw everything off.
Yep.
But we'll get it done. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe or like. We like the likes, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Bye.